Everett had spent the last year watching his life fall apart. After losing his wife Melissa to a sudden illness, he and his 5-year-old daughter, Kira, had struggled just to find a roof over their heads. With their savings gone and their apartment sold to cover bills, Everett decided to take a leap of faith. He bought an abandoned farmhouse on the outskirts of Oregon for $15,000, his last $15,000. It wasn't much, but it was a chance, a fresh start, a home he could call his own, and a place where Kira could begin to heal. 6 weeks later, Everett returned, worn out from the long drive and weighed down by hope and fear. Kira sat in the passenger seat, her small hands gripping the edge of the window. "Is that our house?" she asked, eyes wide with excitement. Everett smiled through the exhaustion. "That's it, sweetheart, our new beginning." But the sight that greeted him froze his blood. Smoke curled lazily from the chimney. Someone was inside. His heartbeat quickened as he pulled up the gravel driveway. The farmhouse looked exactly the same as he remembered. Weathered white paint, sagging porch, overgrown weeds. But clearly, someone had made it their own. "Stay in the truck, Kira," Everett said, his voice firmer than he intended. "I need to check something." He opened the creaking door, stepping into the crisp evening air. The smell of burning wood was unmistakable. Slowly, he approached the front door, his construction instinct alert. It was slightly ajar. He pushed it open, and what he saw stopped him cold. 2 young women stood in the main room, eyes wide with fear. Dirt streaked their faces, and their long blonde hair was tied back in hasty ponytails. Their identical features made him do a double take. "Please," one whispered, stepping forward with hands raised. "Don't call the police. We'll leave right now. We just needed somewhere to stay." Everett's mind spun. They weren't vandals. They looked terrified. The other twin moved protectively in front of her sister. "We're sorry," she said. "We thought this place was abandoned. We haven't damaged anything. We just needed a few weeks until we could get on our feet." Kira, curious and unafraid, walked toward the warmth of the fire. "Are these ladies going to live with us?" she asked innocently. Everett's heart softened as he saw the simple kindness in his daughter's eyes. He looked at the twins, the fear, the desperation, and felt a strange, unexplainable pull in his chest. "Sit down," he said quietly. "Let's figure this out." 20 minutes later, all 4 of them were gathered around the fireplace. Kira had curled up against Everett, fighting sleep but unwilling to miss a moment. The twins perched on an old crate, tense but listening. "I'm Autumn," the first twin said softly. "This is my sister, Willow. We're twins." Everett nodded, introducing himself and Kira. Then he asked a question hanging in the air. "How did you end up here?" Willow began. "Our mother got sick. A workplace accident. Complications. She couldn't work anymore, and medical bills piled up. We tried to fight it, but we had nothing. No money, no home. By December, we were living in our car. When it broke down, we had nowhere to go." Autumn continued. "We saw this farmhouse mentioned by someone in town. We thought we could stay just a few weeks, until we saved enough for rent somewhere. We cleaned, we fixed the fireplace, we kept it safe. We didn't mean any harm." Everett's chest ached as he listened. These young women had done everything right, yet life had torn it all away. He saw himself in them, a man who'd lost his wife, his home, his sense of control, and yet here they were, trying to survive. "How long have you been here?" he asked. 3 weeks, Autumn answered. "We've been careful." Everett considered their story. This wasn't about trespassing. It was about survival, about finding a place to breathe when life had taken everything. He made a decision, one that seemed completely crazy but also completely right. "This place needs a lot of work," he said. "The roof leaks, plumbing is shot, wiring needs attention. I can't pay much at first, but if you help me fix it, you can stay. We'll figure out sleeping arrangements. We'll turn this house into a home, together." The twins' eyes widened. You mean it?" Autumn whispered. "We'll all pull our weight, be honest, and work together." Everett nodded. "Deal." Kira, finally asleep, shifted in his arms, and Everett felt the weight of responsibility and hope in equal measure. The next weeks were chaos. They repaired the plumbing, restored electricity, sanded floors, and painted walls. Autumn, with a degree in agricultural science, tackled the garden and outdoor repairs. Willow organized tasks, calculated costs, and got a job at a local cafe. Kira became their little supervisor, offering observations and boundless curiosity. Through the hard work, bonds formed. Autumn's natural skills impressed Everett, and Willow's organizational mind became indispensable. Evenings were spent around the fire, sharing stories of loss and resilience. They celebrated small victories, a functioning shower, a repaired floor, a garden bed cleared for planting. Kira learned carpentry from Everett, cooking from Willow, and gardening from Autumn. Months passed. The farmhouse, once a symbol of despair, became a home filled with laughter, growth, and love. Everett saw Kira thriving, Willow finding confidence in her culinary skills, and Autumn discovering joy in construction and business. One evening, as they shared pizza on the porch, Willow said, 3 months ago, we were sleeping in our car. Now, we have a home, work we're good at, and a family. Everett smiled, seeing the reflection of his own journey in theirs. This was more than survival. It was a second chance. A family built not by planning but by bravery, kindness, and trust. As spring rolled into summer, opportunities arose. Everett rebuilt his contracting business with Autumn as his partner, while Willow's catering business flourished. Kira started school, confident and joyful, surrounded by the love of the family they created together. 2 years after that first night, Everett found himself sitting on the porch of their new house in town, holding Willow's hand. Inside, Kira and Autumn laughed over a board game. Everett turned to Willow, voice quiet. Do you ever think about that first night? If we'd call the police? Sometimes, Willow said softly, but I think we'd have missed this. Everything we built. Everett nodded. Sometimes the best things in life aren't planned. You just have to walk through the door and see who's waiting on the other side. And for Everett, Kira, Willow, and Autumn, that abandoned farmhouse had been more than a house. It had been a doorway to second chances, to love, and to a family they never expected but all desperately needed. Sometimes, the people you're meant to find aren't the ones you go looking for. They are the ones waiting for you when you have the courage to open the door. Thank you for watching Classic Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that remind us how powerful compassion truly is.